So the emphasis of the message of Christ is really to open to the inner presence so that we can have a relationship to what we could call our Father, Mother, God. That Jesus did not call us to himself. He pointed us to the kingdom within, and he shared with us his relationship to the Father. And I think that's what we really need to come to understand. We begin as obedient children, and we mature into co-workers. And when we begin to be co-workers, we get our inspiration from the inner world and our work from the inner world, our prompting, and then we set about trying to live it out in our day-to-day life. And whether we call that salvation or enlightenment, we in the Christian tradition use the word salvation. And actually it comes from salve, which means healing. And the early church understood that very well. It was healing the separation between the worlds. And salvation is really healing the separation between humanity and its source, the Creator. And as that bonding is here, that was called salvation. In the East, it's called enlightenment. But we just have a little different vocabulary. Now, here's some additional points that we live a life of self-discipline. And it's not dictated by a guru or an outer teacher. Now, I will tell you from my experience, I believe most people need a teacher in the beginning. And I believe that the era of gurus as such is over. I believe that there was a time that the information was only shared that way, and it was the methodology, if I could say it. I believe today we're moving more into the work of group work. There's less one-to-one. But I believe a teacher has tools to offer to certain ones that will be very helpful. For me, my teachers were very important. I didn't know enough in the beginning. I could not have gotten enough. I could not have linked what I found in books to my inner experience and put that together. I needed a teacher. I studied with 3 teachers, each of which were great blessings to me. My first teacher I worked with took me like I was a child and held my hand and introduced me to vocabulary and concepts, mostly of personal development. My second teacher was Vera Stanley Alder, and she introduced me to the big plan. It was so much more than personal development, but I had to do a certain amount of personal development before I could have any concept of this big plan and how I might fit into it. And Torquem Saradarian gave me Agni Yoga, and he gave me a hard time. And what I finally learned from Torquem was to stand up to people and be confident enough